They told me size 6, I work can make her wasted too. Brown eyes, they knew we can make them blue. Skin's way too dark if a friend attack. Airbrush till she's TV black. Mink lashes on, throw on some stilettos. Now we got a supermodel. Make the young girls think they can look like the magazine. They wanna edit me.
What I want to do is network, grow as an artist, and try to create something new. And something I hope to learn is kind of how to almost self-promote so I can reach as many people as possible with my music.
Hips like him and waist like Beyonce. Hashtag Instagram.
The best time you guys can all spend is to think about your brand. What is it you want to convey? Number one, what is it? What are you singing about, if that's what you're singing about? Because that's part of your brand. How will that be delivered to the world? That's part of your brand. And so already you're coming, when you come to someone like me or anybody here, the brand is already there. And then all I need to do is take what's there and elevate it. Artists evolve, right? Like when I met Serena, she was way like a country kind of an artist. And then we went, okay, let's wait and not do anything till you figure out what your sound is. What is it you really, really want to say? And how do you want to say it? Because she's such a great singer. She can sing any genre.
Yeah.
But when artists come to me and I get introduced to artists that get signed, usually their brand is intact. Like they kind of know what's going on. They know what their music is. They know what they want to do. And then I help with the storytelling part. I help with bringing it to the media and getting people to talk about it. And I do press plans for first single to the EP album and then after. And I think that a publicist and an artist work best together when I'm not working for you, but we're working together. Because when I get the music and I have the brand and I have all the assets and I know your tape, let's go. And your bio and press kit, your high-res photos and all of that is the most important thing to start. And also bio is very important because that is what media and everyone's going to have, and that's where your story starts.
The reality is that, like, you know, I come across a lot of talented artists, but I've also just understand, like, the work ethic part of it is just super important. Like, a lot of people, and Sandy, I've learned even this with you, like with working with Julie, like, you know, music is one thing, but you also just, like, as you start to build, like, really have a great team behind you, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, because the artist, like, you have to show up, like, you have to do the work. It's
you
like
need to do the work,
you,
and like
you need to do the work.
Absolutely.
And it's hard. It's
Yeah.
a lot.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's
like
a lot.
Being an artist is more than a full-time job. Like if you think about all the streaming platforms, like so many artists that I work with too, I will send them 100 liners that I need due by Friday.
I had to get used to being underestimated. I had to get used to being overlooked in every room that I walked into. I had to get used to the fact that, like, I really wasn't that good of a vocalist originally. I was playing on a piano that was out of tune because my mom couldn't afford the right one. And I was actually one of the most pitchy artists ever for years, and a lot of people didn't tell me. So I was actually ending up in rooms with people who could have created a lot of opportunities for me, but I was losing them because I just didn't know what I didn't know at the time. So I think the first thing that I would say is you have to become okay with being underestimated, because becoming underestimated is going to allow you to understand how to develop yourself and how to work. I had to learn how to see things before they happened and to use it to push through my anxiety, to push through all the things that, the spaces that I didn't have people telling me that I'd be in, and to imagine myself in those spaces so that I could program my mind to be ready for them when they showed up. And so if you become the kind, honest artist that's hardworking and also sees big things for yourself and doesn't only ask people, as with what was said, but actually I send holiday cards to people every year just to say thank you so much for responding to my email. And that's why with the brand partners that I work with, with the RBCs, I can call them directly and work with them because I understand that they are human beings. So I think the first thing that I would say in regard to branding and kind of just taking it back a little bit, you have to find someone that is 10 times bigger than you, that is doing what you want, and you need to imagine yourself as that person well in advance of being there. You need to start operating in the space of being able to receive, because right now a lot of us are going to say, hey, I really want this and I really want that. I really want a bigger brand. I really want to do X, Y, and Z. But the reality of it is you don't actually think that you're capable of it. And that's actually getting in the way of you really attaining what you're supposed to. So I want to just say that the first step is you actually need to start believing that what you want is possible. And because you're not necessarily in the environments that are giving you this, you have to start programming your brain with it. You need to start waking up and doing visualization exercises so that, you know, you don't have to talk to everyone, but you need to know who everyone is so that when you are prepared to speak to them, you can maximize the opportunity, or you can at least get to know people. So networking tip number 1 to take away: before you ask anyone for anything, learn what you can do to help them. Just make that like a priority, number 1. Number 2, before you ask to get big opportunities, make sure that you've spent time imagining it visually and seeing yourself and preparing yourself for it.
Please and thank you goes a long way. Like, it really does. And like, I work on the business side of it where it can just get wild, and talent's just one part of it. If I'm just keeping it, it really is tough. It's just one part of it. And you know, and if it was really that easy, then everybody would be a superstar. Like,
One of my favorite jobs about being a publicist is finding what else works other than music. Like, what else are you into aside from just music? Are you into lifestyle? Are you into beauty? Are you into cannabis? Are you you know what I mean? Like, more out there. So yeah, who are you aside from just music, and how can we make people love you even more? That's just my favorite part of this.
A manager's working for you. So if you don't understand what they're supposed to be doing, if you don't understand like accountability, it's very easy to sign a management deal. One of my good friends, I won't say her name, but she's exploded and is in a huge TV show right now. She got into a horrible management deal that got her locked in for 8 years. And so the reason that I'm saying this to you is because as important as it is to find a team, it's also important for you to understand what you're looking for and to understand the back end of the business so that when the right manager comes along, you guys are able to work together. They're not just going to get up and do everything for you. You still got to get up and do a lot of the stuff for yourself.
It's way better for you guys if a manager came to you guys than if you came to a manager.
Yeah.
It's way better because you're in a different kind of a dynamic to begin with when that happens. It's like, I really, really, really want to do this.
You at that point. Yeah.
Right? But I want to work with people that I like as human beings. Like, I like them as people. It goes above their music.
Yeah.
I'm not. There are managers who just want the talent. I'm not one of them, though, I can say.
Now I want you to imagine yourself walking out onto the stage, and you're now standing and you're in front of an audience of thousands. People are applauding. People are cheering. There are bright lights flashing at you. There's a podium, and you're literally just standing and looking out into an audience. You're about to give a speech, and you're about to thank people because you're literally about to get a Grammy and a Lifetime Achievement Award. Who are you thanking in this speech? What are you saying to this audience? All right, now open your eyes. And so if you can wake up every morning and just imagine things like that, imagine audiences, imagine yourself performing, what artists are you performing next to? You're going to start to program yourself to accept and to be in the position of an artist at the top and to continue to working to get there.
They told me size 6, say what can make her wasted 2. Brown eyes, they knew we can make them blue. Skin's way too dark if a friend attack. Airbrush, till she's TV black. Mink lashes on, throw on some stilettos. Now we got a supermodel. Make the young girls think, make it look like the magazine. They wanna edit me. Edit me. Make me a model for the gram. Model for the screen. They wanna edit me. Edit me. Hips like him and waist like Beyonce. Hashtag Instagram queen. Please. They wanna Photoshop me. Make me the American dream. Hashtag Instagram queen. Airbrush, crop that shit, yeah. Hashtag Instagram queen. Airbrush, hit delete. Hashtag Instagram queen. Airbrush, crop that shit, yeah. Hashtag Instagram queen. Juno X Pro, can we filter to that. Push it up, suck it in, yeah, we got a thirst trap. And a little bit of length, just an inch or two. Brazilian body weight, inch 32. Fancy your legs out for days, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna make her famous. Make the young girls say, we'll do anything for the fame. They wanna edit me, edit me. Make me a model for the gram, model for the screen. They wanna edit me, edit me. Hips like Kim and waist like Beyonce. Hashtag Instagram queen, please. They wanna Photoshop me. Make me the American dream. Hashtag Instagram queen. Airbrush, crop that shit. Airbrush, hit delete. Airbrush, crop that shit. Hashtag Instagram queen.